Wait a second, they said what? I watched a review that somebody else did about the South America Gather Round unit, and they said it was pretty much just about animals. And I kind of was nervous that it might be, because that's how I felt about the ocean unit from Gather Round. But South America was not just about animals. It was amazing. We loved it. We learned so much, and I want to share some of those things with you here. When it comes to the Gather Round units, there are many times that we don't use the workbooks. However, when we use the Connecting Continents units, like Europe or Africa, Asia, South America, we do tend to use a large portion of the workbooks. I think they're really well done. There's so much extra information that is brought in from them, and you are really going to miss out if you don't do the workbooks along with these units. We were talking about politics and socialism with our 7-year-olds, and it was such an easy way to do it because many of these countries in South America do function off of a political system that we do not use, and it's easy to see what the repercussions have been of some of those choices. We were also able to talk about religion and religious differences, and that's something I really appreciate about Gather Round. Rebecca Spooner is not hesitant to talk about what the religious differences are, and she makes it so much easier for us parents that are a little more hesitant or maybe don't necessarily know what all of those things are. She has them right in there. In these Connecting Continent units, there are also lots of stories about missionaries. Now, if you're looking for a read aloud, keep in mind that like Nate Saint is one of the ones that you could do. That's what we did for our read aloud. The End of the Spear, those kinds. There are great missionary stories to be going over with South America. I did find it harder to find some picture books, some independent readers for South America. However, I was able to find quite a few that we did enjoy, and I added them as shorts in my playlist on South America. You can see those there if you are looking for books to include in. You can see a review of what those are like. For science, we talked about Fordtopia. You gotta just read about it. The rubber trees, obviously, there, and the weather and the effects that weather has, and the different climates and food, and yes, animals. And that's so intriguing for my kids to be learning about, but there was so much more there than just animals. So much, and we found it to be incredibly scientific in this lesson and the things that we were learning about. Unlike some of the other continent unit studies that just go country to country each day, this one focused on a country on the first day, and then on the second day you would do like the city, the head city in that country. And so what we actually ended up doing was a 4-day school schedule, 4 days a week schedule with this. And so we would do 2 countries a week, which seemed a lot more manageable than doing like 4 countries a week, the way that some of the other ones are set up. This worked really well for us. And one of my favorite things was that on the second day where you're learning about that city, you learn about a child who actually lives there and what their daily life looks like. And all of them come from different socio-economical statuses and the things that they are experiencing. But this was really easy for the kids to connect and understand what life might actually be like living there. We were also able to watch tons of YouTube videos, which was really helpful. Travel vlogs, I always enjoy watching those with my kids. Let me know down below, what are some travel vlogs that maybe your family watches, or some food channels on YouTube that you watch? I would love to know more about what you guys are enjoying. Here is the link to my other channel that will teach you more ways to teach your kids about the world. We have a lot of fun with that. I hope that you will check it out, and I will see you next time.